Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? I, I'm going to be here for a good time, not a long time. I don't know what I just clicked. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's big enough. So I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I have a 1 o'clock meeting. Let me see. Oh, going to see if I have my glasses in here. Not then. Gonna make it do what it do. Hopefully some people will join. We don't get a lot of traction on on this platform. Surprising to me that I even um fool with Facebook, to be honest with you. Ugh, excuse me. So, but I feel like it's necessary to just take up space somewhere. Even if it's not fruitful every time, because and this is going to get to our conversation to be had. It's about not everything you do in business is going to be fruitful. You have to be okay with failure. You just have to be. It's just a part of the game. You have to be okay with failure and not everything being a success and working out. If you're in business and you expect everything, every endeavor you do to be successful, whew, good luck with that. You're going to be in for a rude awakening. There's going to be a lot of times you're going to fail and fall on your face. So, to me, coming here is practicing that because even though I would love to have a room full of people that I'm talking to and interactivity and all that, um, that's just not realistic. Even if I get to a point where we have a room full of people, it's not always going to be a crowd. I'm going to have to understand there are going to be times, which I do understand, there are going to be times where there's going to be very few people in the room or nobody in the room. And so I'm going to have to be okay with any of those situations. So my name is Kira. I'm one of the co-founders of White Collar. We do have a two founders for this company, um, and but I'm the one that kind of shows up on live because I have more time. Um, we are both employees. I'm part time. He's full time. Um, and Oh, someone invited me to an event. Oh, okay. I haven't been on. I don't come on here often, so I don't, you know, check in that with notifications. But um, and so I would say that yeah, you're part of our discussion today. I'm gonna have to ignore this. Part of our discussion today is being okay with um failure, not allowing failure to stop you from doing the things that you want to try, doing new things, um, putting yourself out there, um, because those fear is going to stop you from getting to whatever goals you have for yourself. Um, it's going to prevent you from being able to achieve true happiness. Um, you can't allow the fear of failure um, to stop you in whatever endeavors you're trying to do in your life, because failure is part of the process. Okay. um I really think that this year is about, for me, going into 2026, not this year because we're out of 2025 pretty much. 2026 is going to be for me about the business of doing me, um in all aspects. I use the word business, but it's not just in the business aspect when it comes to white collar um, and my other business, but it's in the business aspect when it comes to everything. Um, if it doesn't serve me, if it doesn't enrich me, if it doesn't educate me, if it doesn't make me happy, I'm not doing it, period. I have to be getting something out of it. Gone are those days of me just doing things to do things to please other people. Those days are over. I shut stuff down very quick. Um, I think there was a book called The Year of the Yes. I forgot who wrote the book. She does Grey's Anatomy. She talked about the year of the yes. To me, this is the year of the no because I'm protecting my peace and I'm establishing boundaries. This is the year of the no. No, no, I'm not doing that just to do it to make you happy and please you. I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser in the traditional sense, but I do tend to feel bad for people a lot and do things some things that I don't want to do because I feel bad for people. Not to make them like me. I don't care about that. But more so not to feel guilty about it or make them feel badly because I really care about how people feel, but not so much about pleasing people because I feel like people pleasers, there's a little bit of manipulation in that. They like the idea of being liked. So but I don't care anymore. Not that I don't care about people's feelings, but um I just feel in my life that this is the time for me to take control of what I do, where I go, how I move. And so for me, um, when we're talking about not letting fear get in your way, um, I no longer fear criticism. I no longer fear what if I do this, what the fallout's gonna be. I no longer fear that. Because I have to do what's in the best interest of me um, and my family. I would say, me, my family is of utmost importance now. So, um, this year may feel a little differently for some people than it did in previous years, because um, I am operating the business of doing me. And I think a lot of people should be operating the business of doing you. A lot of us, um, folks that have been just putting others first, it's now time to come back to ourselves instead of putting others first. And there's a lot of reasons why people do that. They do that because they feel a sense of devotion and loyalty, and they're afraid of guilt. They're afraid of so many different things. But when it's hurting you or hindering you and it's impeding your growth, then enough is enough at some point, right? So we have to get to the business of doing us. Get to the business of getting to learn what you want. If you don't know what you want, then get to the business of learning who you are and what you want. Um, and then from there, if there's anything that creates a barrier in getting to those things, um, remove it. Start establishing boundaries. If you don't have any boundaries with people in relationships, boy, you're going to mess yourself up in a big way. You have to have boundaries with people. People will take a mile if you give them an inch and you don't say, now listen, I can't keep doing this all the time. There are going to be days when I can't, because people are always going to expect that you do it every single time. You can't give that much of yourself to everybody. If you want to be able to show up for people, and you come from a big family, or there are a lot of people that you're responsible for, you can't give everything to everyone. You won't have anything for yourself. So get to the business of doing you, especially when it's out here with these employers. That's where I'm really cutthroat. I am really cutthroat with employers. I've had some experiences. I won't go too much into that now, but I've had some experiences where I was, despite me being a good worker and dependable and loyal and all that, I was cast out like underwear or toilet tissue, disposed of. Um, one second. Tell my husband what kind of sushi I want. I was, when it came down to the bottom line, I was let go. not because I wasn't performing, um, but because what we were doing wasn't making any money for them. So when I say when it comes down to how companies treat you as an employee, um, I am learning, or I have learned that um, I got to look out for numero uno, right? I got to look out for myself. I can't give my all to a company unless it's my company. I give my all to white collar. White collar is my main boo. Why does it look like my glasses are like, you know, they just look like off kilter. Um, but maybe that's just the way it's just showing up here. I don't know. But anyway, I can't give this, another person's company my end all be all. I have to have enough to pour into other things that are of interest to me. So when I show up at a company, I show up as a corporate entrepreneur. Basically, a corporate entrepreneur is someone who acts like an entrepreneur in um, corporate America, where they look for what they can get from a company rather than what they can give to a company. Okay, that looks level now. They look for what they can get from a company, whether it's learning a new skill set, whether it's um, profitability, trying to get to a certain level profit wise to do certain things in their life, um, you know, whatever it is, they employees go into the company with a plan and they execute that plan. And when there's no more use for that particular employer, they move on to the next employer. Um, I've seen friends operate like that, and I was like, thinking, oh, that's their generation. That's how the uh, younger generation act. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. I always kind of felt like that was kind of like heartless in a way. But no, these young kids were onto it. They were onto the game long before us millennials and Gen Xers were. The Gen Z are like they get it. The younger millennials, they get it. They know that that's how they can move up um, income wise very quickly versus them sitting around waiting on the annual raise. They stay somewhere for 3 years. They move on to the next job. And they ask for way more money than what they were making at that previous job, and they get it, because they also know how to negotiate. So they don't just stay at a company 10, 15, 20 years. They're constantly moving around to get themselves to the kind of income that they desire. That's what you call, and nobody cares now about, oh, you've only been, the old schoolers, baby boomers are still like, oh, you've only been at the company, this previous company for 5 years, and then you were at another company for 3 years. Why do you keep moving around? Nobody cares about that no more. Those days are over. I mean, the people that would care about it, they're retired now. Everybody understands that this is how, I don't know what's going on with these glasses, to be honest with you. It just looks crazy. Um, I'm just gonna take them off. Nobody cares now about the length of time that you've been at a company. All they care about is what can they get out of you during the time that you're there. Nobody expects millennials and Gen Zers to be retiring with the company anymore. They already know that that's not going to happen. So, we know what this is. We know this is a short term relationship. Let's get in bed with each other. Let's do what we need to do, and let's part ways. Whether you break up with me first or I break up with you first, it doesn't matter anymore. We're not going to pretend that we're going to be married to each other anymore, that we're getting married. We're just here to get what we can get out of each other. But very rarely do employees operate like that. Employees are still, oh, this job is the one, and oh, I love you. I think you're it. You complete me, all this. And meanwhile, the job is looking at you like you're just a side chick. You're just somebody to have a good time with right now until we find somebody better or cheaper. Sometimes it's not even better, it's about cheaper. So yeah, you're cool for now, but trust us, if things go left and we don't got the money to keep you around anymore, we're going to get rid of you. Um, and so that's how they're seeing you. You're on one level and they're on another. And so we have to start kind of understanding that where we really are, like how we're really viewed and valued. I know that's hard pill to swallow because when you start a new job, and you meet their representative, they make you feel like you're the best thing since sliced bread, and they're so happy for you to be a part of the team, and they're a family, and this, that, and the other, and you're going to be a part of their family, and all this, and they got your back, and don't believe none of that hype. Don't believe none of the hype, okay? It is what it is. You're there for a good time, not a long time. That's what you call corporate entrepreneurship. You're there to get the skill set that you need to be able to advance in your career, and you're there to, um, you know, have money to pay your bills. Yeah, that's what you're there for. You're there to get the money so you can pay your bills, and that's it. Don't be missing out on no child's events or major life events in your life for a company. You're going to kick yourself in the behind if something goes left with that company. Look at what happened with the um, all the stuff that's happened with the government layoffs, and then also with the shutdown and people not getting paid and all this. And then you think about, wow, I did all this stuff for nothing. They still treat me like I'm nothing. And that's what you are to them. You're nothing. You're just a placeholder until they don't need you anymore. So don't miss out on any life events. If there's something you want to go to, whether you have the time or not, whether they're like, oh, I don't know, you don't, you just started, who cares? Even if they say, oh, you're not going to get paid for that because you don't have any time, who cares? Go take your time. Go and do the things that you want to do. You only get one life. That event may never happen again. And if it's important to you enough, go do it. The company will still be there. And if they're not, trust me, even if they're not there, and they let you go for something that's insignificant, then they weren't for you anyway. Okay. So, and trust and believe that they were probably looking at getting rid of you soon anyway. So, you're not stopping nothing from happening by staying instead of going to that event. Just go to the event. I hope this makes sense. I have something to do at 1 o'clock, so I will be getting off shortly. Um, but yeah, corporate entrepreneurship. Okay, your coworkers. I had coworkers that I thought would have reached out to me when I was let go. No, they didn't. Those people they call family. Oh, I'm your auntie, your work auntie. I'm your work mom. I'm your work boo, whatever, work boyfriend, whatever. Those people don't care when you get let go. They don't want it. They are more loyal to that company than they are to you. Most of them. Now I'm saying all of them, but most of them are more loyal to that company than they are to you. So when they tell you bye bye, you might as well say bye to those friends. So tread lightly. When you decide you want to share with certain folks about what's going on with you, share. Be careful about what you share. Be also careful about what you discuss in terms of the company and how you feel about that company. Don't go talking bad about the company because you just don't know if that person that you call a friend at work is really your friend. All it takes is somebody say the wrong thing to somebody, and now they're looking at you, and now you have a bullseye on your back. Um, so just be, you know, my rule of thumb was always, if we're friends at work, we're not friends on Facebook. We're not friends on Facebook until I leave that job. You don't need to know. You don't need to have that kind of level of access to me. Okay. So we could be friends on Facebook after I leave that job. Otherwise, we're just going to be friends at work. And that was my rule. I broke the rule one time, and not that anything happened, but I suspect something was going on with that person. That person did not have my best interest at heart. Um, but I never will break that rule again. I don't do social media with work friends or colleagues. I don't do that. I will deny requests all day long. I don't care if you are offended or your feelings are hurt. Okay, that's the business of doing you. You don't need to know nothing about me personally outside of what I want to share, and I'll always be careful and use discretion with what I do share with you. because not everybody has your best interest at heart. They may seem, who is this? They may seem like they have your best interest at heart. Cool. They may seem like they have your best interest at heart, but, you don't know. They might be looking at the job you have and be jealous of the job that you have or the position that you're in and want to take your role or whatever. They may be silently hating on you and pretend to be your friend at the same time. So just be careful. That's what I'm talking about, the business of you. You got to act nowadays in this current climate, you got to act like an entrepreneur in a company environment as an employee. You're moving, you're shaking, you're trying to see how you can level up, but you're not, um, you know, investing your all into the company. You're here for a good time, again, not a long time. Now we work with folks that have that mindset, that are ambitious individuals that are looking to level up and connect to career mentors. So we are not just in the business of business mentorship. We help connect, match folks to mentors in careers as well. So whether you want to start a new career, whether you want to switch careers, whether you want to excel in their current career and, get promotions, job promotions, learn how to navigate um, negotiation when it comes to pay, all those things, then we can connect you to a mentor that is a seasoned and successful career professional. So keep that in mind with White Collar. We do connect you to mentors in the career space, but and sometimes you need a mentor because you feel stuck, you feel lost, you're just kind of just out there bobbing along, not doing really much of anything, not having any direction. So sometimes you do need a mentor to give you some clarity and get you on the right track for 2020. Especially now we got the end of the year coming. You want to get on track for 2026. You want to get prepared. You want to get your mind right and you want to make some moves. So you can download our app, White Collar, White without the H, on Google Play Store, Apple App Store. If you want to be a mentor with White Collar, that's a different process. We do ask that you meet with us one on one. We vet all the mentors that are on our app. But if you're looking just to be a mentee, you don't have to, join us or meet us one on one, although we would love for that to happen. You just can just download the app and onboard today. Send your connection request to the mentors that come up on your recommendation panel on your homepage and go about your business and start that process. We all need to start getting ready and prepared for 2026. You see how quickly this year will roll by. 2026 is not going to be any different. You can say, oh, I'm going to just wait till April, or I'm going to just wait till the fall of next year, and before you know it, it'll be 2027. So you got to move. You got to move. And if you don't know how to act and operate like a corporate entrepreneur, where you're going to see the best results for yourself and be and ensure that you're always on top, then get with a career mentor with White Collar. That's it for me. I'm out. See you later. Happy holidays to you and your family. Bye.